Hello and welcome to Barely Afraid, where we follow and react to the internet's scariest ghosts, aliens, cryptids, and things that just can't be explained by human nature. Today we fall into another compilation of Bigfoot sightings that left even us in shock. To start us off, we run into what might be the most compelling evidence we've ever featured on Barely Afraid to prove the existence of our big friend. A group of hikers was exploring out in the woods one day somewhere out in the remote forests of North America. While exploring, they made their way to a secluded stretch of land. According to them, it was almost as if once they began to embark on this piece of land, that they immediately felt as if they were now being watched. In order to put themselves at ease, they began to record and document their journey from here on out just in case things took a turn for the worse. At least, they would have some documentation for someone else to find. As the hours creeped by, nothing of note happened. That is until they captured what might be the best Bigfoot footage we've ever seen. At first, one of the explorers seems to be recording the other one when out of nowhere a giant primate-like being covered in dark orangish hair lunges out of the forest. Immediately caught off guard, the hikers run to get away. Seemingly with its mission to scare off the men accomplished, the creature then flees back into the trees of the forest. The hikers admit that even in the frenzy of confusion and chaos, they never felt as if the creature intended to harm them, but rather only seemed to want to scare them away. Making possibly a foolish decision, they tracked the beast as best they could, and caught the second part of the footage from far away. When zoomed in, you can see the creature up close, and can even see its dark orangish hair moving from side to side as it makes its way back to safety. Some skeptics online have claimed that this is the doing of AI. Some even claim that this is a man in a suit, and that Bigfoot wouldn't run or move so mechanical. However, one believer points out that Bigfoot isn't just one being. In fact, Bigfoot is thought to be a whole group of beings. With that said, they point out that perhaps this Bigfoot is just older in age. I mean, how often do you see an old person running smoothly, and how they once did whenever they were younger? Could this just be an older specimen of Bigfoot? Of course, this is all speculation, but like always, we aren't judge, jury, or executioner. We leave those roles up to you. Is this actually a Bigfoot that just wanted to keep these hikers away from their home? Or is this just a group of men pulling perhaps the most believable hoax of all time? You decide. In this clip, we open where a man is walking through the woods, and has apparently captured a Bigfoot peering out at him from behind a tree. When you slow down the frame, you can see that it seems like the apparent Sasquatch disappears without a trace back into the tree. Believers have atoned this to the theory that all Bigfoot, as well as all cryptids, are actually interdimensional beings, and use trees as portals and conduits to travel between dimensions. The theory even goes on to explain that whenever Bigfoot is spotted, or even in danger, they'll simply find the nearest tree and portal out to either their own or a different dimension. This is why whenever a Bigfoot is spotted, it is able to disappear almost instantly. To further support this theory, we go back to revisit a clip we have talked about before on the channel. In the clip, you can see an apparent baby Bigfoot. However, what we failed to mention last time is that this Bigfoot isn't simply hanging in the tree like we previously thought. It actually seems to be coming out of the tree, almost like it's in mid-teleportation through a portal. Listen as the original uploader explains this phenomenon, and even points out that when editing, things seem to be a little bit off.
This is kind of crazy. Is it juvenile? Is it not? You can actually click on it whenever you're in like editing photos, and it actually pulls the creature out, showing this is a real creature and it's not just some kind of AI flat creature where it kind of makes it look like a drawing. Filmed in North Carolina.
It really makes you wonder that if this is a Bigfoot mid-transfer, What are they doing on Earth? Why are they coming to visit us? And what do they want? In this clip, rather than sticking to the usual climate of North America, we travel to the dangerous continent of Australia, aka my homeland. Now Australia is known for its deadly creatures ranging from venomous snakes to the biggest spiders you've ever seen. Australia's wildlife is perhaps some of the most dangerous in the whole entire world. However, it's not a creature that has been officially recognized by science that we go to visit. Instead, it's another cousin of Mr. Big himself, the Australian yowie. In this clip, the story goes that a man was hiking in the forest when out of nowhere, something caught his view up ahead of him. Thinking it was a kangaroo, he began to record it, so he could show his friends and family later on. Eventually, he realized that this was definitely not a kangaroo as it was way too dark.
It's too dark to be a kangaroo.
Of course, this is Australia's version of Bigfoot. The yowie is described to be a large, hairy, ape-like creature that roams the forests and bushlands of the Australian outback. They stand anywhere from 6 to 12 feet tall with broad shoulders and a thick coat of either dark brown or reddish hair. Many eyewitnesses report smelling a very unpleasant pungent odor just moments before seeing the Australian cryptid. I guess it's safe to say that all Bigfoot variants don't smell the greatest. In the footage, you can see the dark figure walking through the forest in a hunched-over position. One person even points out it seems like they are creeping along the forest floor trying to sneakily make its way out of the presence of the man. The video cuts off before we can see exactly where the seemingly cryptid sneaks off to. Is this the Australian yowie trying to ease his way through the forest? Or is this just another instance of a black and white production? You tell me. Diving into the next clip, we land at possibly one of the craziest Bigfoot sightings and encounters of all time, coming from a YouTube channel called We Do It Outdoors. It all started when a man wanted to explore the remote forests of Ohio and decided to go on a camping expedition. At first, all seemed normal as he traversed deep off the beaten trail. Just before sunset, he emerges on a clearing where he sees a dark, hairy figure seemingly strolling through the woods. As quietly as possible, he begins to record the beast as it walks. Of course, he didn't really know what to think at this. Was this the legendary Bigfoot that he just captured? Or was it simply a person just wandering around the remote forest as well? With the sun setting, and the man rationalizing the apparent cryptid sighting, the man decided to tough it out for the night and analyze his situation in the morning. However, it wasn't long before his new friend came back to see how he was holding up, this time after the sun had already set. Eventually, he can hear something off in the distance, so he takes out his camera once again and uses his flashlight to illuminate the surrounding area. As he watches intently, he sees the glowing eyes of a creature off in the distance. It's important to understand that humans do not give off this glow in the dark. This glow is called tapetum lucidum. This term refers to light bouncing back through the retina of the eye, acting almost like a mirror in order to improve night vision. It's usually found in animals like cats, deer, and raccoons, not humans. In an attempt to communicate, the man whistles, immediately prompting the figure to flee.
Man, it got dark on me quick. What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whistle?
The man decides to attempt communication one last time by knocking on a nearby tree.
I'm gonna try one last thing, tree knock.
After hearing knocking coming from our apparent Sasquatch, the man continues to investigate, and is met with an unsettling growl, almost as if to say, "That's close enough."
Where are you at?
Not long after, he sees the figure once again, and captures it running away before losing sight of it, this time for good.
Oh, what a stupid thing went. Oh, wait. Damn it.
Many have speculated that our main character accidentally ventured into the territory of a Bigfoot. Like we've previously mentioned, Bigfoot are known for scaring trespassers away rather than harming them. With all this caught on camera, I'll leave it among all of you to come to a valid conclusion. Did this man come face to face with our beloved legend? Or is something else entirely different running around the remote forests of Ohio? Traveling down to South America, the following video emerges from a rural farm located in Buenos Aires, Argentina. As the story goes, a farmer was outside one day when he noticed someone walking in his pasture. At first he was taken aback since nobody, either animal or person, should have been on his land at this time. He even states that there are no nearby farms that wandering animals may have wandered in from. After initially recording, he stays outside in a shocked state whenever he realizes that the figure is returning once again, allowing him to capture this second video. This took the internet by storm as many began to debate if this was real. Is Bigfoot in South America? Eventually, this footage also emerged showing apparent thermal camera footage, but it is important to mention that unless you record with a thermal camera initially, you can't truly see heat signatures correctly. It is true that cameras that record both normal video and thermal imaging at the same time do exist. The question is, did our farmer use one of those? Upon looking at the thermal imaging, you will notice the figure doesn't give off a heat signature. To many Bigfoot enthusiasts, this could be for many reasons. The most consistent being that Bigfoot doesn't give off a consistent or normal heat signature in our world, thus supporting the theory that all Bigfoot are interdimensional beings. With no more news on the situation, we are all left wondering, is Bigfoot down in the south taking in the sights? Or does the farmer have something else in the fields that he doesn't want us to know about? I'll leave the deliberation in your hands. If you enjoyed tonight's countdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Have a creepy clip or ghost encounter of your own? Drop it in the comments or send it to our email that just might appear in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep your lights on tonight. You never know what might be standing in the dark.